Hey everyone, welcome back to YFC Kitchen. This is my friend Amy. She's going to be cooking with us tonight. And tonight we are going to be making meatloaf. If you have never made meatloaf before, it's pretty simple. We need just a handful of basic ingredients. We will need 2 pounds of ground beef, a 10-ounce can of mushroom soup, a medium onion cut up, 1 cup of breadcrumbs. If you don't have breadcrumbs, you can always grind up some crackers or like any bread-like item. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder or 1 clove of fresh garlic, an egg, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. And then we will put a glaze on top that has half a cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. To start this recipe, we need a large bowl, big enough to fit your 2 pounds of ground beef, which should come in a tube if you got it from us. The best way to open these tubes is just to cut them horizontally. You're going to add your breadcrumbs, an egg, diced onion, a 10-ounce can of mushroom soup, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, which really is just as much pepper as you like. It doesn't have to be exact. And 3/4 teaspoon of salt, which again, same as the pepper, it's really just to taste. So if you like a lot of salt, you can add a little more. And then 1 teaspoon of dry mustard powder. Once you've put that in the bowl, you're gonna mix everything together. If you really don't wanna put your hands in raw meat, you can try doing this with a wooden spoon or a spatula, but it is easiest just to mix with your bare hands. And you just want to mix it thoroughly until you really can't see the separate ingredients, with the exception of the onions, which do not dissolve. Once your ingredients are well combined, you want to take a loaf pan and spray it with cooking spray, or you can use even butter or margarine or cooking oil and just rub it all over the pan. It's just to make sure that your meatloaf does not stick when you take it out. Once you've done that, you're just gonna pat your meatloaf mixture into your loaf pan, and you're gonna pat it down. You wanna try and get it completely into the pan as best you can. Try and get the top even and flat before you put it in the oven, which should be preheated to 350 degrees. Once it's in the oven, you wanna set a timer for 55 minutes. Once your meatloaf's in the oven, you can mix your glaze at any point. We're just gonna use half a cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. And we're just gonna mix that all together really well until all the ingredients form one mixture. And we'll just set it aside once we're done mixing it until our timer goes off. Once your meatloaf has baked for 55 minutes, we're gonna pull it out quickly and put a glaze on top of it. When you put the glaze on, you just wanna make sure it covers as much of the top as you can. Once you're done glazing it, we're gonna pop it back into the oven for another 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes, you're gonna remove your meatloaf from the oven, and you want to let it sit for roughly 10 minutes afterwards before serving. And that's how you make meatloaf. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to give us a phone call, text, or email. We'll do our best to help you. If you are interested in learning more about our Hub Harvest program, feel free to check out our social media or the YFC website to get more information. Thanks and have a great week.